Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. As this is the first video of the year, I would like to wish you all a happy new year 2023. I wish you all the best for this new year to come. I wish you a healthy life. I wish you more time with your beloved ones and a fun and great year. So we were going to talk about my favorites for the month of December, so December 2022. And mainly, yes, the beginning of the month was really cold and then it got really rainy and a bit warmer. And this month I was really craving for nutty fragrances, so mainly chestnut and almondy fragrances, powdery fragrances. So I think you will see that in my list of favorites. And let's start because I have lots of fragrances for this month. So the first fragrance I want to talk about is By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela. So I have the 30 ml bottle. Just for you to know, I saw that they are going to propose some new bottles that will be refillable. So for the moment I understood that these ones that they sold, the previous ones, the 30 ml and the 100 ml bottles are not refillable, only the 10 ml travel sprayers. But in the future they should be. Okay, that's just a little parenthesis. So now let's talk about the scent. So of course this one reminded me of the holiday season, of Christmas, of a fireplace. Yeah, by the name you can guess. But so this is a smoky fragrance, but what I really enjoy about it, so this is a woody, smoky fragrance, but it also has this note of chestnut that I was longing for this month. I don't know, I was really craving for nuts, and chestnut was one of the notes that I really wanted to, I don't know, to smell like. So what I really enjoyed about this one is this spicy smokiness, the chestnut, which is quite dry and smoky, and you have also this vanilla behind, which makes it really cozy. And this is definitely a cozy fragrance. This is one that I like to spray in the room, but I really enjoy wearing too, especially for evenings and cozy time, let's say. So yeah, this is my first fragrance. My second one is a fragrance that is often compared to this one, to the first one I talked about, and this is Noir Exquis by L'Artisan Parfumeur. So this one has also the note of chestnut, but it is sweeter. It's not smoky. It's definitely sweeter, a little bit boozy to me. It has this note of coffee that makes it quite different from the first one. And it's a bit more gourmand, I want to say. It has something like a, I don't know, smells to me like you're drinking a coffee and you're having pancakes with maple syrup, something like that. Yeah, and it also has something like a chestnut syrup smell, something like that, yeah. It really smells like Christmas to me, it smells like autumn. So yeah, this is one that I also really enjoyed wearing. And the third one, I think you can guess, this is one that I really talked about lately. And this is Frustration by Etat Libre d'Orange. So this is also a great chestnut fragrance. Here we are really into the boozy and the nuttiness of the fragrance. So it smells more like a cocktail, I don't know, like a boozy chestnut, but the chestnut here is, compared to the chestnut in the other ones, is really nutty. It almost reminds me of hazelnut. You know, it really has something appealing and gourmand to me. And yeah, the vanilla also makes it like, I don't know, I feel like it's a dessert, a cream, like a creamy, boozy chestnut with vanilla. And yeah, I also really enjoyed wearing it. Yeah, super cozy also, super comforting. Maybe smelling a bit less like a fragrance, I want to say. Like these two smell maybe a bit more like fragrance to me. Oh, maybe this one more like a candle, this one like a fragrance, and this one we are more into the yeah, maybe into niche and really gourmand fragrance, but still really unique. So yeah, and I enjoyed wearing these three this month. I wore all of them and I really enjoyed them. So as I was into the chestnut, of course my next one is Tubéreuses Castane. So yeah, Tubéreuses Castane was my first fragrance from this house, from Maison Lancôme. And yeah, this is just such a great association between tuberose and chestnut. This is something, I don't know, at first I found it weird, but in fact it's really unique. And yeah, I was not really used to, I don't know, uniqueness in fragrances at that time when I tried this one, and I really fell in love with it because to me it was really different. So I love that we get this creamy white florals here and mixed with this note of chestnut, which is really comforting. And you have also something that is really powdery here, and I think it's coming from either almond or heliotrope or tonka beans. So I think there is something like that here that makes the fragrance super, yeah, super powdery. Yeah, and this is one of my favorite fragrances for fall. I think I talked about it in my fall lineup fragrances, and yeah, I also enjoyed wearing it this month. So as you will see, I wore many Maison Lancôme fragrances this month because, I don't know, they have lots of powdery fragrances that are really great. And my next one is Jasmins Marzipane. So I don't know where to put it, maybe like this. It's super dirty, so let's put it on the side and just look at the beautiful picture on the side. So this one is also super powdery, but you know, this powderiness that is almost dry, you know, it gives me this dry aspect in my mouth. It's almost like I'm having this dryness in my mouth. When I'm smelling something that is really, really powdery, I almost feel like I'm kind of eating this powder somehow. And it's something like dusty powder, dusty jasmine powder. It's super cold. It's a cold jasmine fragrance, but it's working really well in the cold weather. So this is not one that I like to wear when it's hot. It's not jasmine for hot season. And it's super almondy, powdery, super comforting for me in the cold. So yeah, this is why I enjoyed wearing it also this month. So the next one is also from the same house, but this is Iris Dragées. Okay, let me put it here because, yeah. So Iris Dragées is also super powdery, super almondy, but with iris, of course, in this one. So you really get the iris, you really get the powderiness of the almond, but this one has more sweetness, I think, from compared to Jasmins Marzipane. Yeah, this one has some sweetness and is a bit softer to me. This is one that I like to wear in many occasions. I think this is quite a versatile fragrance. Maybe not for summer, but the rest of the time I think it's great. And I like to spray it in my scarf when it's really cold outside. This is a fragrance that I find really comforting, really elegant also because of this note of iris. I think it's a bit musky too, but you know, not too musky, because white musk can be sometimes, yeah. But it's the kind of musk that I find really cottony, can you say that? Like cotton wool, cotton ball, you know. I don't know, I have this image of some maybe pinkish violet and white cotton ball, and I don't know, I have an impression of texture when I smell this fragrance, something like cotton or wool, you know, like a scarf of it. I really think about a scarf with these colors and with this smell associated to it. I don't know. This is what I get from this one, and it was really lovely indeed. My next one is also an iris fragrance, an iris and almond fragrance, and this is by Olfactive Studio. So I have this travel size, and this is iris shot. So this one is from this special collection. I don't remember what's the exact name of this collection by Olfactive Studio, but I really encourage you to try it if you have not, because they have some really great fragrances. If you love iris, if you love violet, if you love rose, if you love sheep fragrances, leather, vanilla, so the whole collection is really beautiful. It was the nose behind this collection are Dominique Ropion and Bertrand Duchaufour. So I think this one was created by Dominique Ropion. And this iris is super pretty, super strong, super present. It's really enhanced by this carrot feel. I think it has this note of carrot in this one, because it's often associated to enhance the iris in fragrances, and I definitely can feel it here. And the almond here, the same. You can almost feel it in your mouth. You can almost feel the texture of the almond, of the shell of the almond. It's super powdery, almost like candy. So honestly, when I saw the name Iris Dragées from Maison Lancôme, this is the kind of smell that I expected from it, and this is exactly what I get from this fragrance by Olfactive Studio. Yeah, I almost feel like a dragée, like a candied almond with iris, and it's super pretty, super well made. Yeah, great job by Dominique Ropion. The violet also, the violet one is my favorite from the range. It's super great too. So yeah, definitely want to try if you have not, and if you love almond and iris, definitely give it a try, because it's really great. And they propose this a small size. I think it's 10 ml. I don't remember the size of this one, but yeah. And it's extrait de parfum, so yeah, definitely the longevity of this one is really, really great. My next one is a fragrance by Christian Dior, and this is also an iris fragrance. This is Dioramour. So this one doesn't have the note of almond, and we are not at all into gourmand fragrances with this one, which was kind of the case with most of the previous ones. But here we are more into the cosmetic, powdery, soft fragrances. So it's powdery, but not in the sense of powdery almondy here, and powdery like almondy gourmand fragrance. It's more like a soft iris and rose. I think it has some older florals than iris. Maybe a hint of violet, a little bit of rose, a little bit of jasmine. So I feel like it has many different flowers here. It's super soft, super tender, super elegant and comforting. So this is a fragrance that I could almost wear every day. I think it's really versatile also. It works in many different situations, but this is one that I like to wear to go to work or to stay at home also, because I think it's quite cozy and elegant too. So yeah, this is one that I wore also this month. My next fragrance is by Trudon. This is also an iris fragrance, and this is Bruma. So I only have a travel size for this one. But yeah, I don't know what took me so long to try these fragrances, these Trudon fragrances. Because I don't know, to me they were this brand making candles. I'm not really a candle girl. I like this, spray, home diffuser, home sprayer, this kind of thing. But I'm not really into candles. I found them pretty, but I never think about turning them off. How do you say that? Light them off, or so it's quite dangerous for me to have candles. This is why mainly I don't have them. So okay, now let's talk about Trudon. So Trudon, they also have some really great fragrances that I tried, I don't know, in 2022. Maybe that was the first time I tried their fragrances, and honestly I enjoyed all of them. I wanted all their fragrances. Maybe the ones, the ambery ones, or the ones with the resins were less my type, let's say, but all the other ones I really enjoyed. So especially the ones created by Antoine Lee, I was quite surprised, but he's the nose apparently between this one and Aphélie, that I also really enjoy. So this one is an iris fragrance, but this is a green iris fragrance. So I wore it at the beginning of the month, and I was not fond of it. It was okay. And then I wore it lately, when it was warmer and when it was really rainy outside. The weather was wet and yes, rainy. And in that type of weather, I think it performed so well. The smell was really great. So that's really funny that some fragrances yeah, I don't know, the perception that you have of some fragrances is completely different depending on the season, depending on the weather outside and the temperature. And this was definitely the case for this one. So this one is really blooming in the wet weather for me, and when it's rainy, and yeah, I found it really great in that type of situation. So I have some greenness in the opening, so I guess it has some galbanum or some grass, something like that. And after that, what I have is the violet, and then I can't really tell, but I have sometimes a leathery feel from it. So I don't know, maybe there is violet leaves, something like that. There is something that is giving me something a little bit green and leathery aspect to the fragrance, like I don't know, some Memo fragrances. Yeah, I don't know, I kind of have this, I don't know, this feeling, this leathery feeling. But same, it's super elegant, super well made, really enjoyed it, and yeah, especially in the rain. Okay, so let's go back to my powdery almondy fragrances somehow. And my next one is a Guerlain fragrance. This is Tonka Impériale. Is this the first Guerlain? Oh, yes. I've been talking a lot. Not one Guerlain so far, but yes, this is the first one, and we're going to talk, yeah, I guess a lot again about Guerlain. So my first one is, yeah, from this range is Tonka Impériale. So Tonka Impériale is, yeah, of course, Tonka bean centered fragrance, but what I really enjoy from this one is this mix between the Tonka and the almond, and the fact that it has some gourmandness. I don't know if you can say that, but it's quite gourmand, but you still have this freshness. I like that the opening is quite fresh. Maybe it has some citruses, I don't know, but and you also have some aromatic notes, so it has this note of rosemary that is quite distinct. Yeah, you definitely can pinpoint this one. You can smell it, and from time to time, depending on, I don't know, the weather, my skin or whatever, I have sometimes more powderiness, sometimes more almond and gourmand aspect of the almond, sometimes more some tobacco. So after that, the evolution and the what I get in the dry down is a bit different, I want to say, but still it's really lovely. Stays quite long on my skin, on my especially on my clothes and my hair, and I love to get whiffs of it during the day. It's really lovely, especially in my hair. I love to have this smell. And yeah, this is still the perfect season to wear it. I mean, for winter it's going to be great too. It's not necessarily one that projects a lot to me, but this is one that really sticks to your skin, has a good longevity, and it's really lovely to get whiffs of it during the day. So yeah, this is one that I really enjoy too, and that I wore during this month. So my next one, I think you can guess, I already talked a lot about it, but this is this Shalimar flanker. So I don't know if it's still available. I guess in France it's still available. You can still buy a backup if you want to. I have a backup of this one. I won't go too much into the description of it because I talked about it in many of my videos. I also have a specific dedicated videos that I invite you to watch if you want more information about this one. But basically this is, of course, a Shalimar flanker of a flanker of Shalimar, and this is basically emphasized version of Shalimar with with more Tonka beans. So you have an overload of Tonka beans in this one. I really like the fact that you have all these different facets of the Tonka beans. So it's almondy, it's powdery. You also get sometimes some hay facets of it, listening into a little bit like tobacco. So it definitely smells like a Shalimar. So it's not that far from it. But to me, it's a more wearable one and a more modern one and centered, Tonka centered one. So if you enjoyed Tonka beans, of course, I think you need to try this one. And my next one is the other flanker that was released last year, this time. So yeah, not last year because now we are in 2023. So the one that was released in 2021. And this is the vanilla one, and definitely this one is also so pretty. So compared to the other one, in the second flanker that was released, so this, what was it? Sorry, it's already late here, so I'm starting to get tired. So this Tonka bean one is more like a classic Shalimar version, but more approachable, more wearable, with more Tonka beans. This one is definitely centered on the vanilla, so if you didn't tell me that it was Shalimar flanker, I wouldn't have guessed. But I think I would have guessed that it is a Guerlain fragrance, or maybe a Celine one, because you know it has kind of that vanilla vibe that you have also in some Celine fragrances. But still, the quality of the vanilla here is really pretty. It has different type of vanilla. Super great. I mean, this is one of my favorite vanilla fragrance. If it's not the one, I don't know. But this is in, I guess, it would be in my top 3 vanilla fragrances. I would love this one not to be limited edition. I don't know why they did that. Just to, I don't know, yeah, to sell more, I think. But yeah. And I hope it will come back at some point because it's really, really great. Sometimes a little bit chocolatey. Yeah, I don't know, today I have like a hint of chocolate in this one. This vanilla is just so gorgeous. You have it like a spice, like it's quite dry, it's quite refined, but at the same time it's sweet, it's gourmand. It's like different type of vanilla mixed together, and they are really, really great. So my next one is kind of also gourmand powdery fragrance, and this is Kiss Me Intense. So this one is more about the almond, but it's also super citrusy to me, and it has also this note of anise that makes it smell like a patisserie, let's say a cookie that we have in the south of France. Yeah, and to me it really smells like this one, like this. And this is really attractive. This is attractive, addictive, and it's, yeah, this one is really, really gourmand to me. It really smells like food, but still really wearable, without being, you know, too useful or too, yeah, smelling like a kid perfume. You know what I mean? It's still, yeah, it's still really great. But, you know, all the Nicolai fragrances to me smell really great to my nose, so not a surprise that this one smells great to me. But yeah, this is one that when I need some sweetness, when I need something that is really gourmand, this is one that I like to wear. So yeah, of course, this was the period for it. Even if I was quite surprised that this month I didn't wear that many really sweet gourmand fragrances, because usually this is the only month that I'm really craving for this type of fragrances. But yeah, I was more into the powdery, almondy and nutty fragrances this month, so apparently. Okay, so my next one is a fragrance that I got to myself for Christmas, because why not? And this is Violette Volynka. So I've talked about it lately also in my top releases for 2022. And of course this one for me was in the list. So I love most of Hermès, and this one was one created by Christine Nagel. I never know if it's Nagel or Nagel, but I think it's Nagel. Okay. And yeah, so this one is a leather fragrance, and you know that Hermès makes really great leather fragrances. She also created Gallo that I really enjoy. I don't have it, but I wish I could have it one day. And yeah, I really like the leather that she creates for Hermès. Gallo was really great. This one is also really great. It's a leather with character, but still it has also this violet note. And the violet here, it's like the whole plant. Like you have, yeah, I often say that, but for this one, I feel like you have the pretty petals of the violet, but you also have the green leaves, which is bringing also this leathery aspect of the fragrance, and it's really mixing well with the leather. And I really like that. I mean, leather and violet, it's not something new, but it's something that's working really well, and when it's well made, well, I mean, I really like it. So that was the case. And yeah, it's one that is a little bit different from what I wore this month, but yeah, this was the one that I bought for myself, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. My next one is a fragrance I think that I wore the most during the month. This was quite recent discovery. I think I discovered this fragrance when I went to Paris. It was not new. I heard a lot about it. I was craving to try it, but never had the possibility to try it because yeah, in France they didn't have it in my store, and I had to go to Paris to try it. So, and this fragrance is Nuit étoilée. So I had the special bottle I was able to find from this special collection. So this is by Goutal, and maybe I can make some space because yeah, you can't see it or here. So this bottle especially is I think it's a special edition. You have this little butterfly on top of it, and just I let the sprayer for the whole month because I used it almost the whole month. Yeah, even if I used a lot of fragrances, I think this one is the one that I used the most. So yeah, basically what it smells like. So let me take my little paper. Yeah, so this one is quite surprising. It's like a fresh fragrance for winter. It's super citrusy in the opening. So I guess you have something like bergamot or lemon, cedra maybe, or maybe something like mandarin orange or oranges. So definitely lots of citruses for me in the opening. You have this sparkling note of mint here. So the mint is really great. I'm really picky about the mint if it smells like chlorophyll or, you know, like chewing gum. The mint that you have in chewing gum, it's not possible for me. But the mint here is really realistic and I really like it. And after that you have lots of aromatic notes. You have these pine notes. And I don't know much. And you have a kind of sweetness behind. Something that is quite comforting. So you have a warm, comforting background, but yeah, after that I can't really tell you what's in it, but I really enjoy this fragrance. This is one of a kind. It's quite unique. Yeah, it's quite unique to have a fresh fragrance for winter, but I wouldn't see myself wearing it in summer, even if it's quite a fresh fragrance. Definitely one that, I don't know, smells like fairy tales and I don't know, fairy forest. Yeah, it's like yeah, like a fairy fragrance. Super nice. That was such a great surprise, and I'm really happy I found this cute bottle, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. Okay, so I try to make some space because I still have a few things to talk about. So my next fragrance is a fragrance that is not at all a winter fragrance, but I don't know why. This is one that I love to wear for some event and special occasions, and I love to wear it for New Year's Eve. And this fragrance is Neroli outrenoir. So I love that this one has some freshness, brightness with the orange blossom and the neroli, which is really bright orange, sticky. I don't know, I have really this image of something really gold, almost orange, coppery like neroli and I don't know, and blood orange. Yeah, I see something like a gold liquid that smells almost like a apricot kernel. So yeah, I already reviewed this fragrance on my channel, so also if you want to have the full review of it, I encourage you to watch it. And what I really enjoy also about this one is that it had this slight smokiness, but it's like you have I don't know, smoked tea beverage. So you have this kind of smoke. Is it oolong tea that is smoked tea? I don't know. I feel like the black tea that she used with it, yeah, I say she because it's Delphine Gelk who created this fragrance. I feel like she used something like a smoked tea note behind. And I really like the mix between these citruses, these fresh and floral notes mixed with the tea, with the smoked tea. And it's such a beautiful, elegant fragrance. Really love it. The longevity is phenomenal on me. Like I spread it, it was maybe 5 p.m. I came back really late from the party, so maybe the next day around 10 a.m. And I could still smell the fragrance on me, but like, yeah, it was still really, really strong. So yeah, longevity and projection on this one are crazy for this type of fragrance. It's really great and really well loved, as you can see, because I have lots of fragrances. So when you see a big dent on it, I mean, it means something. And this one is one of the best to me from this collection. So yeah. Okay, now let's talk about the discovery of the month. So I don't have that many. No, I don't think so. But yeah, let's talk about the ones that I really enjoyed. So when I went to Paris, I also tried Maison Crivelli fragrances, and one that I really enjoyed is Iris Malicon. So I was really, I don't know, I was maybe a bit skeptical about the brand because I heard a lot about it at some point. And all the YouTubers and reviewers talked about it, but because they received, gifted fragrances. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's how it is. But so at some point when I see lots of people talking about the same fragrances, so lately they talked a lot about the new ones, ingredient 07, I don't know, it's followed by numbers. And before that it was the hibiscus one, and I believe before that it was another one, so whatever, or maybe this one. So when I see lots of people talking about the same fragrances at the same time, I feel like, okay, maybe they're just paid for it to say good things about fragrances. You know, myself, I review fragrances, but I'm quite skeptical about this kind of situation. So I thought, okay, maybe the brand is not that good if they have to do so. But the problem is that sometimes some brands do that, but to me, they don't need to because they are really great. So, for example, Matière Première, I know that they did that at some point, but their fragrances are really great. So they really, they really deserve to be famous for their fragrances. And to me, this is also the case for this brand. I tried them really by chance because I was looking for this fragrance. I wanted to try it. And when I went to Galeries Lafayette, I mean, the Maison Crivelli corner was close to the Goutal one. And the Goutal one was closed. So they told me, no, you can't try the fragrances because the sale assistant is not there, which is quite strange to me. You can't try the fragrances because the sale person is not there that day. That's really weird, so but whatever. So I said, okay, let's try then the Maison Crivelli fragrances because the person was there. And yeah, she made me try most of their fragrances, that I was really surprised by the quality of them. They were quite surprising because there was a twist in all of them. Like you were expecting something and we were getting something else. So I find it was really nice. So definitely this one was my kind because I really like iris fragrances for sure. But what I really liked about this one is that it's green, it's leathery, it's powdery, it's a bit dusty. It's a dusty iris, but I mean dusty, powdery, yes, dusty in the sense of really dust-like. And somehow it reminded me of the Dioramour range. I don't know, it had something that reminded me of this Dioramour range, of maybe Dioramour Intense. Maybe, what is it, cuir, the ones by Atelier Materi that are also really great. So it's Cuir d'Iris or Iris Ébène. I know that it has been renamed at some point. It reminds me a bit of this one too that I have, that I really enjoy too. So if you love this kind of fragrances, if you love the Dioramour range, if you love the Cuir d'Iris or Iris Ébène by Atelier Materi, I think you should give a try to Iris Malicon because it definitely deserves, it deserved to be talked about. So I understand now why some people talk about them, these fragrances, aside from the policy of the brand, but yeah, indeed it's really great. So that was a nice surprise. And is it bottle worthy to me? Yes, I think if you don't have Cuir d'Iris or if you don't have Dioramour range, yes, I think so. But the problem is that I already have these fragrances, so I'm still, I wore it also this month, but I'm still wondering if it is bottle worthy for me because I have some fragrances that remind me a bit of this one already. But yeah, but that's a great one, really great. Okay, my next one is not a fragrance, but it's fragrance related. And this is by Diptyque. So they released this year this sprayer, which is sapin, so which means pine tree in English. So sapin is the sprayer, the home sprayer. How you say that? Home fragrance sprayer, because they have every year they have this candle. Home diffuser, I guess, also, and this year they released this sprayer, so I was really happy because I really enjoyed spraying it in my house during this month of December, for the holiday season, for Christmas. So I used to spray it also in my artificial Christmas tree because this year I couldn't, I didn't buy a fresh Christmas tree, so I used my plastic one. So whatever, but I still enjoyed the smell of a fresh Christmas tree. This is something that really smells like Christmas to me, and yeah, so I sprayed this in my plastic Christmas tree, and yeah, it made the trick. It was really nice. I sprayed it in the room, I sprayed it in my in my house, and it works really well. So I still have a lot. It's quite a small bottle and quite expensive, I guess, for the quantity. So it's only 50 ml, and it was maybe 30 euros, something like that, or 40 euro. But yeah, but okay, for compared to fragrances, I think that's not that much. But still, I still have a lot of it left, so I think it's still gonna be nice next year for Christmas, and I'm gonna use it again for sure. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah, and what it smells like, sorry, what it smells like. So you can guess that it smells like a pine tree. Definitely, you have the sap, you have of the tree, you have the needles. So I really like it. It's quite realistic, and you also have the smell of the we say sous-bois in French, but how is it, like the woods behind, almost the earth, and you have this slightly almondy powdery also. It has something really comforting to it, and I think it's because they use this note of mimosa, and it's really smart. It makes the fragrance sweeter, comforting, floral and powdery at the same time, and honestly that was a great one. And yeah, I think I could even have it as a fragrance. I would enjoy it, so I really liked it. Okay, I think that's it for the month. The only last two, but I won't talk about them here because I think I'm gonna make a dedicated video for them, are the two new releases by Guerlain. So they have this La Petite Robe Noire, but this year it's not the Rose, which was the one for 2022. This year in 2023, this is the Cherry Rose one. I told them it's beginning to get quite confusing with the names, because with this Rose Cherry, Cherry Oud, Rose Cherry, Rose Cherry, we are a bit lost with all these names, these close names of fragrances. And the new releases for L'Art et la Matière, which is Jasmins Bonheur. So I tried these two yesterday. I'm still not sure that if I'm gonna buy them. I think not, and I think I'm gonna explain that in a specific video, because yeah, of course, I think people have questions about these new releases, so yeah, maybe that would be nice to talk about them, but in a specific video, because this one is going to be also really long, I guess. So that's it for my favorites of the month. I hope you enjoyed them. Tell me what you've been wearing for the month of December, and I hope to see you soon for my videos for the month of January, and a bit more this year maybe. See you, bye!